You have your conscious mind and you have your subconscious mind. And I talk about this often as far as, at the end of the day, our conscious mind holds anywhere from 5 to 10% of our daily thoughts, actions, etc. But our subconscious mind is anywhere from 90 to 95%, right? This is our thoughts, this is our feelings, this is our beliefs, this is everything. And if you can get inclined and really reprogram and tap into your subconscious thinking, you can really change your reality, change your life. Now, I know this might sound completely woo-woo and far left for some people out there that's tuning in and listening, but hear me out. This is probably the best analogy that I can give to you when it comes to why it's important for you to focus on this, okay? So I literally just got off a coaching call with a bunch of the guys. We do this frequently. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, typically. We all hop in the Zoom chat. We all just kind of kick it, bust each other's balls, have a great conversation, everything like that. And Coach Gabe was on there. He was kind of talking about as far as, how he doesn't watch the news and how, there's nothing but negativity out there and pollution and stuff about, the market crash and the recession and all this, right? Same thing with social media. How there's so much drama and negativity and, comparison, against everybody. And it's just like, think about it like this, right? As Gabe's talking more about it, right? Staying away from that, he mentioned about things that he does put into his life. He mentions things that he does observe more and is more cautious of that. He said, hey, I listen to, obviously Coach Joe's podcast. There's other podcasts. There's this. And like, I'm reading more, right? I'm doing the things because if we're taken to the grand scheme of things, right? As far as you are constantly observing, right? Constantly just absorbing, I should say, right? All that information. What is the information that you're absorbing? And as he was talking about this, I just started to get some ideas. And I'm like, oh man, I said, this is great information, but I know a lot of people, when you hear about mindset, right, and gratitude and, emotions and vibrations, right, and meditation, it immediately, they close the door and they're almost stopping themselves from just having success. And I always like to say like this is like, let's just be, a little bit more open-minded, so to speak, It's the same thing with politics, same thing with religion. Right? When somebody finds out that you're a different religion or a different, political view than they are, political party, they immediately count you off as the bad guy, or they immediately say like, I'm not going to listen to that person. They're so-and-so, or I'm not going to listen to that person. They believe in a whole different God than I believe in, right? And I don't feel like that's fair at all, because most religions, right? It's all about teaching and preaching about producing more love and happiness and joy and, doing good to others. Right? That's it, right? Treat others how you would want to be treated. That's the golden rule, right? So it's just like, let's take a step back and I just, ask that if you're going to continue to listen to this, just be open-minded. Because what I'm going to share with you guys is a really good analogy that I want you to think about, okay? So let's just talk about a little sponge, right? What happens when you put water in a sponge, right? You put water onto the sponge. It absorbs it, okay? Now, what happens when you rinse out that sponge? Guess what? That water, it comes out of it. Awesome. All I want you to do now is think about your family. And the reason why I want you to think about your family is because you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. Well, at the end of the day, who are you spending the most time with? Typically your coworkers and your family, okay? Mainly your family also. Right? At least I would hope so, right? But let's just talk about that. So if, let's say, the news, all the crap and drama and pollution that's on social media, let's say that's crappy water, right? Dirt water, there's like oil, bacteria, stuff like that, right? Just pollution, okay? If you're absorbing that and you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most, think about it. You are rinsing that out and pouring that out into your own family now. Now, it might sound like pretty hard, right? And somebody might immediately say, like, that doesn't make any sense at all. But hear me out. How different would your life be if you stopped putting crap into you and only put positivity into you? Stop putting crap and start putting love. where now it's not this dirty pollution water, right? Now what it is crystal clear, spring water. And you're absorbing it because you are that sponge. And you're rinsing it out now. And guess what? That clear, purified water is going to your family. That's how I want you to think about just being the guardian of your mind. If you're constantly looking for the negativity and constantly being, absorbed with all the negativity that's out there, think about it. Like, what is your morning routine like? If you're waking up, scrolling around on social media, right? You're looking at the news and all that stuff. You're seeing all the negativity. You're seeing all the drama. You are going to attract more of that into your life. Remember in the beginning, I kind of talked about the conscious mind, the subconscious mind. Well, you can really reprogram your subconscious thinking and subconscious mind by, affirmations, gratitude, meditation, but most importantly is like understanding that there's different brain waves to access this. Your conscious mind is a completely different brainwave than your subconscious mind. And right when you're awake within the first 30 minutes and right before you go to sleep within the last 30 minutes, you're more inclined with the theta brainwave, which is, they say, the gateway, right, of opening up your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, when you're a little kid, from the early age of when you're a newborn to 7 years old, is fully wide awake, right? You're absorbing everything. That's why, when you grow up as a kid, if let's say your parents had a bad relationship with money or they constantly fought at home and whatever kind of stress, you're growing up with those same belief systems. You're growing up with those same fears, the same habits, everything like that. So I'm making sure that, hey, for starters, I'm the guardian of my own mindset because one, I got a little son here. I want to make sure that, hey, when he's at home, me, my wife, like we're talking about nothing but love, positivity, joy, happiness, right? Like, and he can see that. I want to make sure that, I'm doing the right things to, influence his life. Maybe that's affirmations, whether that's prayer, right? All these different things where he's growing up and that's his new belief system. That the world that he lives in is full of love, right? Full of optimistic, views, right? All this stuff. I get it. Somebody might say, Joe, come back down to earth, bro. Like, make this like, let's get back to reality here. But hear me out. If every single parent on the face of this planet understood that, hey, all the pollution that they're putting in their body, they are, in their mindset, I should say, they are releasing it, right? And rinsing it out and pouring it into their kids. I'm pretty sure realistically, if everybody had a different mindset and said, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Let me be the guardian of my mind and not put in all the crap. And instead, hey, fill my, mindset, fill my, life, fill my body even, right? The proper foods to eat, everything like that, being active, working out, etc. Guess what? I bet you anything. The world that we live in today would be a completely different world. There would be so much love, so much joy, so much peace, so much happiness. And that is why I'm on this mission to change the world with Heartletics. That's it, plain and simple, because I want to make sure that my son is growing up in this world. And I know that it's going to start with me making that effect, me making that change. And I know it's hard with parents out there because they feel like, oh, I got to give my shirt off my back, right? Well, at the end of the day, think of yourself as being that battery, that fuel system, right? That support. If you're never taking time to recharge your batteries, how can you really pour out 100% if you don't even have 100% to give out? So it's like, hey, sometimes you got to be, selfless and focus on you to really give back out into others, especially if you want to become the best version of yourself. And I know this is going off into so many different segues and we're talking about this and talking about this, but let's bring it back to the main topic point for today's episode. And that's start understanding that you are a sponge. That's it. And what you pour into your mindset, what you put into your body, what you put into your life, you are going to rinse out into those that are closest, nearest to you, which is typically your family. So maybe instead of waking up and scrolling around aimlessly on social media, watching the news and seeing all the negativity, hey, maybe you're waking up and you're focusing on something with your mindset. Maybe you're focused on being more active, being more healthier, something like that, where it's now a higher, emotional, vibrational of, let's say, love, joy, happiness, compassion. Knowing that we can rinse that back out and pour that back out into others. aka our family, because I'm pretty sure that's what everybody wants to do here. I'm going to be talking about this more in the next few episodes because I think this is very, very important. But I think in order for somebody to first want to make a change and put out good out there, they need to understand simple analogies like what I just talked about with that sponge. Because this is just, once again, if you're open-minded, it should be crystal clear. It should make a lot of clarity and be, make it understandable for you to just, okay, I get this. I'm picking up what Joe is putting down here, right? And you got to understand that, plain and simple. So as long as you're open-minded, willing to give it a try, who knows? You might have a compound effect on not just yourself, but your family. And once you really start reprogramming your subconscious mind, you can change your whole reality in a nutshell. So hopefully you guys got some value, got some positivity, some inspiration from today's episode. If you did, definitely let me know. And as always, I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.